Good evening, Gills fans, and welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV for another match day live tonight. It's our second in 3 days, and it's the same opponents coming to the Men's Priestfield as we take on Southend again tonight in the Checker Trade Trophy. But before we go any further, obviously the massive breaking news this afternoon: Josh Wright seems to be leaving the football club. Honestly, I'm not really sure what to say. I'm a bit baffled and don't know, frustrated, angry. I don't know how to describe it at the moment. Something's not right. There's something that's gone really badly wrong, it seems, between Mr. Wright and obviously AD Pennock and maybe higher up, whether there's been a falling out with AD or Peter Taylor or Paul Scally or a combination of all three. But Sky Sports have reported this afternoon that we've mutually terminated his contract, so we're not even going to get a fee in for Josh, which for me just smacks of something, well, either sheer stupidity or I don't even know, honestly. I'm not really sure. It's becoming a little bit weird now, the fact that obviously everyone knows my opinions on Adrian Pennock and him getting the job full time, but I was willing to give him a shot with his own squad and his own players and his own staff this season. But this isn't the first time that this sort of situation's happened. If you go back to last season when he arrived, at the time we thought it was all Joe Emmanuel Thomas's fault. He was top scorer at the time and was released back to QPR. Paul Konchesky shortly after was released, even though we didn't have any other fit left backs at the club. There was an issue with Billy Knott, it seems, and I said at the time maybe that was more Billy Knott than Adrian Pennock, because Billy had chucked his toys out the pram beginning of last season when Justin Edinburgh was still in charge. Obviously everyone knows my opinion on a certain Emmanuel Osadebe, but it's another one there's obviously a breakdown of relationship between them two as well. I had my own run-ins with Osadebe, so that's a slightly different situation. Cody McDonald refused a contract despite us apparently offering decent wages still. Bradley Dack's a slightly different situation, but Adrian Pennock come and called him overweight last season, which was just absolutely ludicrous in the eyes of myself and plenty of other Gills fans. And then this season we've had the situation with firstly Stuart Nelson. Club legend is a very strong word. I'm not sure he's a legend, but he's definitely a hero amongst plenty of us Gillingham fans, and he's served the club brilliantly for 5 years, but he's not getting a look in, and he's effectively, well, you could say fourth choice now behind Thomas Holy, Steve Arnold, Tom Hadler. So it'd be interesting to see what his involvement is tonight, if at all. I would say it'd only be bench at best. And now obviously this Josh Wright situation's come out. It started on Saturday with Adrian Pennock coming out after the game, in which Josh wasn't even included in the 18, and saying that Josh Wright had refused to be substitute after being dropped. But then Josh himself, whether correctly or incorrectly, decided to tweet that he didn't refuse this and that he's always given his all for the club and something along them lines. But for me, it just smacks of rank bad management somewhere along the line, whether that's from right at the top filtering down or between Adrian Pennock and his players. And at the moment it seems there's plenty on Twitter at the moment. It's not a nice place to be this evening. If you're a Gillingham fan, it's a bit depressing and a bit concerning. Man management skills seem to be zero. Doesn't seem to be able to handle what you might class as big personalities or characters. Anyway, but that's enough about that. We're on our route to the ground now, and we'll give you some footage as soon as we get in there and some team news about tonight's game. But it'd be interesting certainly to see what the atmosphere is like towards Adrian Pennock and in general. Anyway, we're en route and we'll see you in the ground. Parked up and en route to the ground now, and team news is in as we try and obviously give some more attention to tonight's game and not the whole Josh Wright saga. The team tonight is Steve Arnold in goal, makes his debut. It looks like we're playing 4-4-2. I actually did a predicted 11 today and I've somehow managed to get 9 out of the 11 right. The back four is Luke O'Neill, Max Amar, Ben Nugent making his full debut, and Connor Ogilvie stays in. Midfield, Josh Parker from the left, Scott Wagstaff from the right. He captains the side tonight. Interesting again, back on the Josh Wright thing, sorry, but that's another midfielder captain in the side, when apparently Adrian Pennock doesn't want captains captaining the side, he wants centre backs. But that's enough about that. Two centre midfielders tonight, young DJ Oldacre and Jake Essenthaler, and up front Connor Wilkinson starts alongside Greg Cundall. I've just avoided standing in something pretty nasty. Substitutes benches: Thomas Holy, Alex Lacey, Aaron Simpson, Ben Chapman, Elliot List, forgot Tom Eves, and Mark Byrne. So that's your 18 for tonight. Be in the ground shortly in the Medway stand, obviously, so a different view tonight. Back to the same perspective as we had for pre-season, and let's hope for a decent performance, some more goals, and hopefully a win, and try and get some more positivity around the ground after what's been a pretty much nightmare afternoon.
Southend, let's hear it for the Gills! This is your team for the night. In goal for Gills is number 26, Steve Arnold. 2 is Luke O'Neill. 5, Max Hamer. Gills captain tonight, number 7, Scott Wagstaff. Number 8, Jake Hessenthaler. Number 10, Connor Wilkinson. 12 is Connor Ogilvie. 14, Josh Parker. 19, Ben Nugent. 20, Darren Oldacre. And 24, Greg Campbell.
Yeah, there's a few that played Saturday. Keep going, Waggy. Now ping it, now ping it. Minutes gone and we lead 1-0, and it's a really good finish from Josh Parker. Connor Wilkinson, who started really well, he had one shot a minute ago that flashed just wide with the keeper beat, and he tries to drive into the box, and it breaks to Josh Parker, and he's slapped it in the far corner from about 20 yards. It's a really good finish, and we lead deservedly so as well. 19 minutes gone, first real chance for Southend. McGlashan gets away with his pace and Amar can't catch him. But Steve Arnold comes out and does really well and gets down with his feet and gets it out for a corner. Still 1-0 up.
There you go. And at the end of all that,
31 minutes gone and it's 1-1. The balance of play, Southend have got back into it, but there's a clear foul in the build-up on Josh Parker. He's got the ball on the halfway line. The geezer goes straight through the back of him, cleans him out through his ankles, and the referee somehow lets it go on. Yeah, Southend, as I say, have been on top for the last 10-15 minutes. We've got to improve a little while with 14 minutes left till half-time. What's on you? It's all just starting to go off a little bit. There's a set two between Jake Hessenthaler and Theo Robinson. I think I'm the only person that sees it. Theo Robinson puts his head in Hessenthaler's face, but the referee don't do anything and doesn't act on it. A couple of seconds later, Josh Parker, obviously still feeling the effects of that tackle, decides he's going to take the law into his own hands, and he's just been booked for a bit of a lunge. 12 minutes till half time. He's got both his hands up in the air, referee. We can all see it. One all at the break. Similar to Saturday, we started really well, I thought, again. But this time we actually managed to score. Like I say, it was a decent finish from Josh Parker. But then we allowed Southend back in as we did at the weekend. Without them really threatening. They had one really good chance when slide rule ball got McGlashan in, like I said, but Steve Arnold done really well to spread himself and get it out for a corner. But after that we tended to sit back a little bit and we sort of gifted them possession and territory, and eventually the goal came, and on the balance of possession over a 15-minute period it was probably deserved. But the frustrating thing again for me is that there's definitely a foul on Josh Parker in the build-up. Referee didn't give it, so we'll have to be interested to see what AD or anyone who does the press conference afterwards says. Josh then went after a little bit of retribution shortly after and deservedly got a yellow. Their fans were screaming red card, but it's not, it's a yellow card and he deservedly got that. But again, it's just frustrating because we started brightly, but similarly to Saturday, we sort of played two halves within a half. First 20 minutes really good, and then we set off and invited them back into it and allowed them to get back into the game. But a big 45 minutes to come. Obviously, if it stays level, it goes straight to this new ABBA penalty shootout to see if we can gain an extra point. But plenty of time before then, and the second half will be with us shortly. Get in. Oh, unlucky.
I swear he handled that.
Travel!
2-1 to the Gills, and it's Darren Oldacre set piece again after winning a free kick. It looks like it hits the bar, comes down, hits the keeper, and then after that there's a scramble, and then it looks like it goes in off the Southend defender, but we lead 2-1.
I was tempted to go to that. No problem?
Just lead him in the head.
Does that mean we've got to change our goal?
I think they're going to pin his nose back in there.
If they start singing again, oh my god.
Pressure on him, Gills.
Now I'm pulsing. Cleavers all the way.
And he only got a yellow for kneeing someone else.
One up top, missed the boat as well.
Oh, get on with it, 17! He's moaning!
I can barely stand up. He's younger than me. he's off again. He's off again. He's an idiot.
Well, if he's sending him off, he's got to send their keeper.
He's got to go for the tackle, I think. He's already on a ban because of a red card in the league. What an idiot. What an idiot. He's gone, I think. I think he's gone. Second red card in 2 appearances. He's got lucky.
The keeper's got to go as well.
It's a yellow card.
Yeah, but the keeper actually. Hey, Anton, how's your brother?
Full time back in the car. Got me lucky charms in the back. Got me girls tonight who've brought us a bit of good luck. Gills have won 2-1. Oh, I've got the old man as well. Look, he's over there. Decent performance second half. It wasn't spectacular. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but we got the job done. I thought we were decent enough. We played some decent bits. Biggest thing for me though, I thought we were really strong defensively. I thought Ben Nugent deservedly got man of the match. He was absolutely first class. I can't remember him missing a header at all. Strong in a tackle, decent with both feet. Looks like a proper centre half. Just heads it, clears it, wins it. I've got no problem with that at all. But special mention to the man next to him as well, who takes plenty of stick off of plenty. And I thought before tonight that if there was going to be one that was potentially going to drop out if we go to a 4-4-2 in the league, it would have been Max Amar, but I thought he was absolutely superb as well. Can't remember him really making a mistake, so that's a promising partnership there. And obviously with Alex Lacey and Gabby Zakwani as well, that looks like a solid set of centre halves. The fullbacks tonight do exactly as they say on the tin. Connor Ogilvie, Luke O'Neill, steady as you like, which is great to see. And another special mention was Steve Arnold in goal. Late finish because obviously he's taken a whack in the face due to our ex-player Jermaine McGlashan. It looks a nasty tackle. McGlashan's pleading his innocence, but it looks horrible. There's no need to leave your knee in, and Arnold's taken a busted nose for his troubles, but he's made 2 or 3 really good saves. The only disappointing thing from his performance was his kicking was pretty shocking, but I'll let him off that, especially the ones after the busted head, because he was probably suffering from concussion. Going forward, I thought Connor Wilkinson was bright first half. Greg Cundall, a couple of bits and pieces, but a little bit on the periphery of the game. But then plenty were first half. A bit on Wilkinson though. Really late challenge at the end of the game. It's similar to the one at home to Bradford, and he's lucky to only get booked. And I think the keeper comes rushing out and shoves him, and I think that sort of deflects a bit of attention away from Connor. But I thought he was lucky to get away with just a yellow card, in all honesty. But there was a few naughty bits. The Glash one on Steve Arnold, the Wilkinson one. Josh Parker, I'm still adamant, was fouled for the goal in the build-up to Southend's equaliser in the first half. He then went and gained his own sort of retribution. And there was another incident where I think it might have been Theo Robinson definitely put his head into Jake Essenthaler's face, and the referees just let it go. So we kind of get used to these officials at this level, don't we? But the biggest thing, another decent performance, a little bit of momentum, minutes in the legs of those that have not had so much game time as they'd like. Aaron Simpson came on, which was great, last 15 minutes. Well, 25 minutes in the end due to the massive injury time. So that was good to see. Ben Chapman was on the bench again. So AD's obviously trusting the youngsters to be involved in these games. But the biggest thing, obviously, is a good win. More momentum, more confidence to build on after the draw on Saturday, and we move on to Shrewsbury this coming weekend, and hopefully we can pick up our first league victory of the season. As always, thanks for watching. Please keep liking, subscribing, retweeting, doing all the usual, and until next time, up the Gills.